All right, next up is stage 3 for the GTI Tactical Games event. So we're gonna be talking about this. This one was a pistol only. I would say there's no fitness really involved. I mean, unless you consider fitness like movement, but this is pretty much primarily a shooting only stage. We do have those. This was worth 100 points. Okay. And I will clarify this for a lot of people that are, those of you that have actually been in the sport for a while, probably maybe have not thought about this. Let me explain this real fast. The 100-point stages that are shooting only are usually fairly fast, right? They're usually less than, 30 to 40 seconds, right? Those are, the long range one we just did was not for me. Those are some of the most important stages of the weekend. Because they're so fast, right? Let's say this one was like 20 to 30 seconds, right? Because they're so fast, if you're a couple seconds off, you might think, oh, it's not a big deal, be a couple seconds off. If you come from a CrossFit space, no big deal, that's fairly close. But like a couple seconds in terms of how we score, especially when it comes to like a 15 or 20 second stage, could be like 10 points or 10% of your score, right? Because it's a percentage of a score. So if I run this in, I'm gonna do some bad math, so heads up, this is gonna be terrible. But if I do this in 20 seconds, right, and you come and do it in 25 seconds, well, we're gonna take a percentage of my score and say, I set the curve, you take a percentage, what percent are you of my score, or vice versa, and therefore that's your score. That's how the amount of points you get. And so you have to be really careful because these stages can really be a huge swing in points. You could be like, oh, I'm only 3 seconds behind, but I'm like 30 points behind, and that's what really stinks. So you need to focus on these stages. The kind of stinky part for me, which I'm getting better at shooting, but the frustrating, not frustrating, but like the stinky part is, for fitness, if we go run a mile for time, I might not be able to run like 20% faster than you, right? Because that's like maybe a whole minute of mile time if you're in the same kind of category of fitness as me. I might beat you by like maybe 10, 15, 20 seconds, which is going to be a smaller percentage of the overall score. But if I beat you in a couple seconds here, right, that could be 20, 30%, right, 20, 30 points, and therefore it's a large amount of points. So I can't really beat you that much in the fitness side of things, but the shooting, you can absolutely lose quite a bit of placement. So essentially the point is, focus on these 100-point shooting events. They're very important. All right, the 100-point shooting pistol only stage, essentially, I can't remember the name of it. This is pretty much the scrambler from T-Rex Arms. They took it and they made some changes to it. So let me walk through this. The loadout for this stage was 3 mags of 4 for your pistol. You didn't need your rifle for this. Of course, you're still wearing your plate carrier. Pistols holstered and hot on the start position, and you have 2 other mags on your belt or vest, wherever you want to carry them, that are with 4 other rounds in each of them. You can start from either here or here, okay? If you're a right-handed shooter, I suggest you start here. If you're a left-handed shooter, I suggest you start here. I'll explain why in a second. You're going to be straddling, this is like a pole, so these are like sticks in the ground. They're like 4-foot-long sticks. And you are essentially going to shoot a target that is in front of that location. So you're going to start, let's say you're a right-handed shooter, okay? You're going to start here. Your feet are going to be straddling the stick, meaning you have 2 feet, 1 foot on each side of the stick. The stick is going in between your legs. On the shot timer or the call of go, you're going to draw your pistol and take 2 shots on the target in front of you. So you're going to take 2 shots here on this target. Now, between this stick and this stick, meaning you can't have both feet on straddling the stick. So between these 2 sticks, you need to shoot this target, okay? So you get 2 shots on that target. Then you need to be straddling this stick, 2 foot, straddling the stick. You're going to shoot this target, okay? And then you're going to move forward, straddle this target, 2 on this one again. Then, of course, between these 2 sticks, 2 on this one up here. Wow, my handwriting's terrible. And then, of course, finally, 2 on this one. So we're looking for 4 in each target. Now, you're saying to yourself, okay, well, I have to reload. I have 12 bullets, but I have 3 different mags. So you're going to take your 2 shots, and then after you shoot this target 2 times, you're going to emergency reload, right? Your pistol should slide lock back. Some don't, but mine does, right? So hit slide lock, all emergency reload. before I shoot this target because I don't have any ammo. Then I'll shoot this target twice, run up to this position, shoot this target twice, reload, emergency reload, then shoot this target twice, get into position over here, shoot this target twice, pistol locks back, I'm done with the event. So let's talk about the distances real fast. These targets are on the same plane, same line. They're 10 yards from the closest firing position, and they're 20 yards from this firing position. The scoring for this was just on target. It had to be on the target. So these are IPSCs. These are full-size IPSCs up here. For those who don't know, that's just like cardboard target you would see for shooting sport. So if I'm shooting this target twice, I just need 2 hits on this target. I don't need an A zone. I don't need to be in a specific zone at all. No, and it's not required to be A, just 2 on target. They can't be mics, they can't be off. I don't care if they're Delta Delta. I don't care if they're Alpha Delta, Alpha Charlie, doesn't matter as long as they're not Alpha mic, right? For any mic you had, mic meaning a miss, so for any mic, it's a 5-second penalty. That's huge, right? Now, when you looked at this, when you set this up and you look at this at home, and pause for a second, I believe this was like 10 yards right here. I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure it was 10 yards. These were 10 yards from each other. When you go look at it at home, you might think, oh man, these are large targets. Like, I can shoot these really, really fast. Yes, you can, but you also need to make sure you get your hits, because if you run this stage and you just blow through it, and I saw a lot of guys and girls do this, blow through it really, really fast, so you do it in like 18 seconds, and then you get down and you say, oh, I dropped 2. Well, now you're, instead of 18-second time, now you're at a 28-second time. And like we talked about, from a point density perspective, that 10 seconds is huge. That's a lot of points that you just gave up because you had misses. So for this stage, the goal was go fast, but go controlled fast, because you need to hit your target. Because if you do have a mic, that's gonna be a bad mamma jamba there. So what I did, how I ran it, let me briefly discuss that. Do I have another colored pen? I do, blue. Hold on 1 second. Use the blue one. So, call of go, drew pistol, 2 on target, and then all I did was move my back foot forward on the other stick. So here, now I have both feet here. Then I shot this target statically. I decided I did not want to shoot any target on the move back here. Well, the only target to shoot on the move was this one. I put both feet together, shot this one static, and then did a reload while running to the next box. So ran, I'm reloading, came to the box, shot this one twice, moved up to this box, shot this one twice, and then instead of doing what I did over here where I'm just gonna shoot it statically, this one's 10 yards away, it's a big target, I can shoot that one on the move. But I have to reload first, of course. So after I shot this target twice, I'm gonna reload on the move. That pen sucks. I'm gonna reload on the move. I think I finished my reload about right here at the target, and then shot that one on the move, approach position, 2 on target. This took me 1574. That was good enough for first overall and first in the men's elite division. Again, a lot of people dropped a lot of shots because they thought the target was pretty big, so they kind of ran through it pretty quickly. I would suggest you get used to moving and shooting. If you want to be good at the sport, you have to get used to doing things on the move. We're not always going to be static, whether it be shooting, reloading, or anything in general, right? You need to be used to be able to doing everything we do from the shooting perspective while moving. It doesn't have to be fast, right? I'm not sprinting this direction and reloading on a complete sprint. I'm moving at a controlled run and reloading, but you have to look it in, right? So you need to learn how to do a lot of things you're doing running and moving, so being more dynamic and less static. So highly suggest you start doing things like this. Easy way to really test that out is just set up like 2 cones, right? Set up 2 cones that are 10 yards apart. You don't need all this crap. Just set up 2 cones, 2 targets, and just say, hey, I'm gonna shoot 2 shots and then reload before I get into position. That's a very basic drill that you can do over and over and over, get used to things. So how I usually train is a lot of elemental or atomic. I break them down to the very smallest elements and just work on those things. They don't have to be complex. Make it simple, keep it simple, stupid. That's my suggestion for training for things like this. So that was stage 3. Now we're going on to stage 4.